Hello and welcome to the Vedic Astrology New Moon Forecast for July 31st, 2019. So the moon is waning, getting smaller and smaller. The energy is diminishing. How are you feeling? The moon is waning down to nothing but a sliver until on July 31st at 8:12 p.m. Pacific time, the moon will conjoin the sun and begin to wax again. So new moon cycles are often like resets, reboots, a refresh button on the energy. They're new cycles, new beginnings. And this particular new moon coming up on July 31st feels like a pretty big reset, actually, because just a few hours after the moon conjoins the sun and starts to wax again, Mercury is going to station direct. So there's a lot of forward momentum into the weeks to come. This new moon in particular may also be dealing with matters of the heart, because Venus is pretty close now to the sun, conjoining the new moon, and Mars is also there in the same sign, sidereal Cancer, where he is debilitated, actually. So both Venus and Mars are together with this new moon as well. The new moon will be in the nakshatra, or the Vedic lunar mansion, called Pushya nakshatra. Pushya is a star of spiritual energy, star of nourishment. And there's a lot of spiritual wisdom and knowledge within this star, because it's connected to the deity Brihaspati. Brihaspati is the guru of the gods, consummate teacher, guide, counselor, parent, a kind of protective energy over us, and especially for those who seek self-improvement and knowledge. Pushya holds the secrets, the keys to sacred knowledge and wisdom that nourishes the soul and helps it to grow. Symbolized by sometimes a lotus flower or the udder of a cow, where you get milk. So there's a lot about nourishment, especially of the way we protect and nourish children or the elderly as well. It's connected, the family is connected to Pushya. Venus, as I said earlier, is in her combustion cycle. She has dropped from the morning star, and she is very close to the rays of the sun now and speeding up to high velocity, about to overtake the sun by August 13th. So she is fully combust in this time of the new moon and the next full moon as well. When she's combust, it's often a time of recalibration, also with relationships in particular, or anything that's Venusian, like art, finances as well, how we find emotional fulfillment. One of Venus's symbols is the hand mirror. Her glyph looks like a hand mirror. And the mirror, the reflection, is one way we learn about ourselves, right? The reflectivity of relationship as well. The reflection we see of ourselves and others is another way that Venus teaches self-awareness. So this time of the combustion of Venus, it's very interesting. There can be distortion and confusion around relationship as well, but it is often a time when we come closer to understanding where things aren't quite right in relationship. So healthy relationships are open and honest and reflective. But if there is anything that is blocking you, resistance, fear of vulnerability, or maybe a lack of commitment or a fear of commitment right now in your life, these things may be coming up to the surface in the next 3-4 weeks, especially coming up to the 13th of August when Venus is fully combust. Also, the added element of Mars, who is with this new moon for at least a few days more, is actually kicking in even more passion here. The Venus-Mars element does speak of a sort of charisma and passion relationship. But it does also, because of Mars is debilitated in Cancer, there's something here that feels maybe more vulnerable or avoidant. And it can create some conflict or jealousy in relationships. So be patient with those around you and take this time to really, it's like an opportunity, this new moon, to reset, to recalibrate, to kind of re-envision how you want your relationships to be in life. Or it could also be around finances, how you celebrate abundance and how you express yourself artistically as well. It's a good time to be reaching out and connecting with others, making new friends, and expanding into new ideas, new goals, nurturing relationships, old friends too, and family relationships. Okay, so let's see what the tarot cards have to say about this new moon in Pushya Nakshatra. Wow, this certainly is a powerful new moon, actually. 3 major arcana cards for this new moon reading. The first one that came up is the Death card. Very interesting. This time period of the Venus combustion, and every new moon is a sort of death, right? The death of the old cycles and into the new. And the fact that we're coming out of some very powerful and transformative eclipses as well. This is a time when things may be really ending for some of you, especially in relationships that are maybe not fulfilling you anymore, or the way you make money, the way you set your goals, the way you envision things maybe need to change. Maybe part of the sluggishness or the difficulties in staying focused. Now, as you begin to break free and cut loose from these old patterns, a new kind of return to power is coming forth, but very different from the way it was, actually. And the final card, the moon. This is about, well, obviously the moon, but the moon card is also a very powerful and kind of deep emotional card. Very sensitive. This is, in sidereal zodiac, a Cancer new moon. We've got a lot of Cancer energy happening with Mars and Venus there as well. And so there is a certain volatility in emotions with people, as I was saying, with the Mars-Venus conjunction, especially some of you might be feeling a little bit crazy at times, okay? So there's another side of Venus and Mars coming together on this new moon that has a lot to do with intimacy, which this card also symbolizes. It's the Scorpio, sex and death card. We repress the repression of sexual desire, of fear as well, of vulnerability, of openness. Finding a way to bring consciousness in, a sense of ownership of all our parts integrated. Allowing for whatever emotional needs that come up that need to be met. Finding ways to transform through that. Take a look. and Venus goes down into the underworld, it is like a death. Her form of morning star is surrendering into the sun, dying, and she will be reborn as evening star. You are whole and complete, despite the illusion of loss or gain. Endings are new beginnings. Owning your new beginning, it's in that fluctuation of change and transformation that our true soul, our spirit, finds its power, finds its healing, finds its sense of ownership. It's actually in the not knowing. How do you find your power in a place of chaos and confusion? How do you transform and let go without losing control? Within your weakness and vulnerability is your strength. The fire of the soul is infinite, but the illusion of our emotions and the world around us and the relationships we have is always fluctuating and changing. Stay open and don't fear. Wow, passionate new moon coming up. Take care, and remember, if you want to know how this astrology is affecting you on a personal level, you really have to talk to an actual Vedic astrologer with your birth chart, like me. So if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can click the link below in the YouTube description window, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get on my mailing list, it's free, for more Vedic astrological updates in the future. And I will see you soon on this next full moon. Take care.